Hey YouTube, this is the video all about the Monaco Eprix at the weekend, and not the previous video that you can see here where I actually ended up talking all about lockdown and having a bit of a meltdown and just generally emptying the contents of my head in a vlog, which, yeah, sometimes it's good to do that. Anyway, the race at the weekend, how did it go? Well, this one turned out to be a bit of a short one, unfortunately, even though I had an amazing start, possibly one of the best race starts I've ever had in the virtual world or in the real world. I am finding that my qualifying performance is improving week on week. I managed to get into the 52s during the week in practice, and I was really hopeful of trying to record a 52 in quali, but yet again, the single lap format scuppered me, and something else that came into this weekend was that they were really clamping down on us hitting the walls, so there was a threat of a 2-second penalty. I kind of thought, well, better to maybe sacrifice a few tenths of a second than to risk clipping a wall and, yeah, getting 2 seconds. I'm starting to understand how to drive the cars now in the way that a lot of the pro sim racers do. Not to say that I've mastered it by any stretch of the imagination, but the way that they sort of drift the car into a very tight hairpin and flick the background and then power out in a kind of, it's not a completely Scandinavian flick because that's when you turn one way and go the other, but it is like a bit of a rally manoeuvre, and I'm starting to get the hang of that. It's a funny one because sometimes I'll drive the hairpin smooth like I would in a real race car. Sometimes I'll flick the tail out, and looking at the splits, the flick the tail out method does seem to be quicker in the virtual world. So I'm trying to work with that because on these courses there are quite a lot of corners where it's really beneficial to be able to do that and just be pointing at your exit very early on and then just deploy all of the torque of the Formula E car and just, yeah, blitz it down the next straight. So as it was, I started on the back of the grid in 24th. I thought, right, okay, there's only one way to do this. I've got to get the world's best start on lap 1, and I've got to really just fight my way up the pack when everybody's bunched up together. So I had a bit of a think on how to try and do this best and where to try and position the car. Inevitably, there's quite a bit of luck involved when this happens, but I like to think that I also planned a few things, and I also managed to get a really good reaction time. Like, as soon as the lights went off, I was just on it completely. Unfortunately, my video didn't record for some reason. I will have this fixed for Hong Kong at the weekend, but nonetheless, I got a mega launch, and I think by the exit of turn 3 on lap 1, I'd gone from 24th to 16th position, and I thought, yeah, this is it. We're really on for a good result this weekend. Unfortunately, what happened was some contact with another car that was trying to get past me. It spanned me, and yeah, that was kind of my race over at that point in time.
So not sure what happened there. It looks like there was a little bit of an accident and another spin coming out of the swimming pool there. So a little unfortunate for a few of these drivers who are going to have to make up a lot of places in a very short amount of time to stop elimination.
And I did chase the pack down afterwards. I had 1.5 laps to do this. I was just initiating an overtake coming into the Raskas when they called out my elimination. So yeah, I felt pretty cheesed off over what had happened. When you put this much practice and effort into preparing for the race and it's all over in seconds, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth, but then that's just like real life, you know, that's something that can happen just as easily in the real world. Yeah, you just got to kind of take the positives and walk away. And one of the really nice things was to be interviewed at the end of the show by Nikki Shields and Dario Franchitti and have an opportunity to talk through what happened in the race.
Right now, I hope we're going to have Charlie Martin on the line to have a quick catch up with her.
That was my strategy, just try and get out front, make some places early in the race, and then just hold position. But unfortunately, I got taken out from behind pretty hard at T3, in between T3 and T4 coming through the chicane. So
now here we are. We've got a bit of a replay, Charlie. If you could see, talk us through what's happening from your perspective. Looks like carnage.
Yeah, I mean, there was a bit of carnage at the at that hairpin, but I was still holding a good position and made it around this corner okay. I could see someone trying to come up my inside as we come in the chicane, and I just, yeah, I got spammed. It was also super cool to virtually meet Dario and be interviewed by someone who's won the Indy 500. So yeah, that was quite a big life moment for me.
Charlie, you've driven a lot of different types of car. What is in the real world, what is the toughest thing for you to adapt to sim racing?
I think one, sometimes, especially on these tight courses, it's your spatial awareness can be a real issue, because you know, when you've got cars coming either side of you and you're just using a monitor, you know, you lose all of that peripheral vision. You know, you can try and use your virtual mirrors a bit, but I think one of the other problems is just that as a driver you get so much sensory information through the kind of physical interaction with the car, and you know, literally through the seat of your pants. And I think when you take that away and you're not feeling the G-forces, everything is coming through the wheel. So it's it can be quite a challenge trying to take away all that information. I just got to say a huge thank you to all of the team at Formula E for sharing my story last week. They made an amazing video of my story, which you can view on a link here. And yeah, just like everybody, the whole championship and all the commentary team, and everybody's just lovely, and it's an amazing experience to be working with them and to helping reach a wider audience of people right now. This weekend we're going to be racing at Hong Kong, which again is a track we've raced on before, so I'm hoping that with some of the techniques that I'm learning now, that there's opportunities to try and go better this weekend in quali and start higher up the pack. And yeah, we just have to see, really. As always guys, thanks for watching. I know you'll be tuning in and cheering me on Saturday. Please give this video a like, please comment in the box, please subscribe, and I'll see you all next Wednesday at 8 AM. And just to say that I have another live interview guest coming up next week as well, so get ready for that, and yeah, stay safe, stay strong. Lots of love.